institutions. About a month back, I first saw Dr. Krishna Kumar along with Mr. Krishna Swami. I only immediately reminded one thing for me. What sort of a leader one or for any team should have? Because the leader who makes his followers to perform. This was the interrogation was going on when they selected Dhoni for Indian captaincy. Ganguly was out, Kumble was in and out, and the next line, Yuvraj was contemplating on that, and Dhoni was very silent. He's always silent, as you all see him in the TVs. He's a cool customer. And suddenly, from Madras, Krishnamacharya Srikanth said he will be the right person to lead the future Indian cricket team. Rightly so, they have selected Dhoni, and you see what are the results today. We stand number 1 in the test arena of world cricket. You have another Dhoni here in Dr. Krishna Kumar, who always welcomes new ideas, new innovations, new creativity among students. You have a wonderful leader today. I appreciate him for the work what his team under his guidance as recruitment offer plus has done today. It's wonderful, extraordinary. In my days, there were no offer plus at all. We'll have to do so many topsy-turvies to get a job. My dear young students, you have all been bestowed with such a wonderful plate to take it and right away start eating it. It was not so. Recently, I met a conference about 10 days back, Making the Difference, the Leadership Summit. Dr. Venu Srinivasan of TVS was addressing that. In his inaugural speech, he said, how leaders are made. Leaders are made today, already made. The future leaders are the leaders, the student community which are coming up. They are all coming up with various ideas, various innovations. And they are prepared to do a lot of sacrifices. The sacrifice, he used the word, in letter and spirit he said, my 4 presidents of different wings or from the students community, they envisage a better environment to my company. In the last 10 years alone, the growth has superseded than what I have earnestly done in past 30 years. That means what? You have talents enough. You have bundle of knowledge. You have everything in you. The only thing what you do is you do not apply those things in the right time. My dear students, application of your knowledge. Education gives you knowledge. The wisdom of this education gives you the opportunities like this. The success, the opportunity has been given to you now. To succeed in this opportunity, you will have to show what is your color. This is the time you should rise up and show to the corporate world that you have selected me for this purpose. I will deliver what you want. In fact, I will deliver more than what you want. The first step in life is to be successful. You have got an entry today. To be successful, you should have a contemplated thinking on the success. You should never sleep on it. You should drink, dream, dine on success. That's what people have come out successfully. You should dream for your future. You should dream for your destiny. You should dream for what you have not got these days. You should dream as if you are going to die today. You should live as if you are going to die today. You should dream for a future, what it is going to bring you all laurels in the way you do things. I am reminded here about Mahatma Gandhiji. He said, a man is but product of thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. He says every individual is a product of thought. If you think I want to be like this, you can be. It is not that difficult. You have watched so many role models in our country who have lived and shown what they have done to this life. I am reminded of again Vivekananda. When he went to Chicago, he wanted to go to Chicago. Before going to Chicago, he was having only $5 with him. He was very hungry. There was nobody to take care of him. He has to be in Chicago for the summit. Only after hearing him, people are going to change their lives. But to reach there, he was penniless. He was opening every door. And they bounced him back. No, don't come here. He was asking for food. Everybody said, no, you don't come here. He went to the railway station, waiting for someone who can take care of him. The railway inspector said, what are you for? I am an Indian. My name is Vivekananda. I wanted to go to Chicago. I have only $5. You don't worry. There is a place called Boston. When you go to Boston, you'll get enough food. That's all I can tell you. There you go and try yourself. He said, yes. The train came. He went into the train. He was traveling. Opposite his seat, there was a lady. Her name was Catherine. She was a multi-millionaire in the States. She could see something in Vivekananda. She asked him, what is that? What are you? Where are you born for? I am going to Chicago. Before going to Chicago, people said, you go to Boston. You earn your livelihood and then go to Chicago. What for you are here? I am here to tell something which people do not know. How do you say that? By the time they were conversing each other in the train, she could see the eyes of Vivekananda, the aspirations of Vivekananda, the inclinations of Vivekananda, the determination of Vivekananda, the determination behind Indianism about Vivekananda. She could smell everything about it. Before they get out of the train, she was also getting down at Boston. She said, please come to me. Come along with me. I've got a outhouse. I will give you. You stay there and start to do the rest, because you first need some food. If you have food, your thoughts will kindle. She took her and he was in the outhouse for some days and taking food. Suddenly, he was developing his contacts in Chicago to preach Indianism amongst the Americans. Suddenly, one fine morning, there was a knock on the door. Vivekananda opened the door. One Mr. Henry came out. He said, I am Henry, you know that? So what? He said, I am Henry, you don't know that? No. So what? You don't know? I am the Chancellor of the Michigan University, you don't know that? How do I know? You should tell me. What for? I have got only 5 minutes. Catherine told me to meet you. You got something. What is that you got? Come on, sit down, let's talk. What is it about? He said, I got only 5 minutes. Vivekananda offered him a cup of coffee. Both sat together. My dear students, Mr. Henry, Chancellor of Michigan University, went after 5 hours. You could see the abundance of knowledge in Vivekananda, the nature of his talent, his wisdom. He was almost prostrated before his knowledge. And he said, you will be the permanent visiting faculty for my university. He called all those people and said, there is a people, instead of me addressing them, let him go and address. My students will learn more. That was the knowledge and wisdom which he used. Another day, there was a knock at the door again. He said, somebody came in. Please come in. He said, I am Rockefeller. What if? You don't know I am Rockefeller. What if, my dear? What if? I am the richest person in the country. Don't you know that? Vivekananda coolly said, please sit down. What do you mean by richness? I have acquired so much of dollars by my business. I am this. You don't know me. Even without knowing me, you have entered America. My dear Rockefeller, these riches are acquired. How much you have distributed, he asked. What do you mean by distribution? How much you have distributed the richness? What do you mean by that? Have you ever shared this richness with anybody else in this country? Have you ever shared? Oh, there's another form of richness is there. Acquiring and distributing. You better do that and come back to me. Then you will know. You are of the former, I am of the later, he said. He was perplexed for a minute, went away. After some time, that was the reason the Rockefeller Foundation was first born in the US. From that day, he started donating, creating history in charities and other things. Then after some time, he came back to Vivekananda and said, what do you understand? I have understood acquiring and I have also understood what is sharing. Now you call me, you are the richest person. That's what Vivekananda from India has done. I can see so many Vivekanandas here. You can do wonders for this country. China is already clicking 4 trillion. We are only 1 trillion. Why should we take 20 years to go to make this turnout? We can make, if students like you come out and do wonders, this 4 trillion can be done in another 10 years of time. But you should have the dedication. You should have the will. You should influence yourself. You should self-actualize yourself towards this opportunity. That will definitely give you results. Before I end you, because already the time has been given, I have seen in Dinamala today, which has really impressed, I think this will impress you also. Arive Deivam. அதை மூடியிருக்கும் ஆணவத்தை நீக்கிவிட்டால் தெய்வ ஞானம் உண்டாகும். மனதை உற்சாகமாக வைத்துக் கொண்டால் உடம்பில் ஆற்றல் உண்டாகும். உடம்பு ஆற்றல் பெற்றால் சக்தி பெறுவாய். அச்சம், கவலை, சிறுமை, திகைப்பு, கொழுப்பு என்று நமக்குள்ளே எத்தனையோ எதிரிகள் வாழ்கிறார்கள். இவர்களின் எண்ணிக்கை கணக்கில் அடங்காது. அவர்களை வென்றால் நீ சுகமாக வாழ முடியும். அச்சத்தை போக்கி வீரமாக வாழுங்கள். இம்மடமை குணத்தால் நம் ஆற்றல் வீணாகும். உலகில் யாருக்கும் எதற்கும் அஞ்சாத நெஞ்சு உறுதியோடு வாழுங்கள். நம்பினார் கெடுவதில்லை என்பது நான்குமறை தீர்ப்பு. நம்பிக்கை என்னும் காமதேனு கேட்ட வரத்தை எல்லாம் தமக்கு தரும் நம்பிக்கை கொண்டவளாக உலகில் எதையும் சாதிக்க முடியும். நமக்குள் வெறும் பழங்கதைகளையும் புராணங்களையும் பேசிக்கொண்டு திரிவதில் பயனில்லை. அதில் உள்ள சாரத்தை மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கொண்டால் போதும். வெளிநாட்டவரும் நம்மை மதிக்கும்படி திறமையை வளர்த்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும். We are second to none in this world. Keep on going. Don't stop. Don't look this way and that way. Keep fast. Keep treading. The world is before you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
About attitude. You have just got an idea about attitude. But I would like to tell you now, what does it mean? What does attitude means to you? It means attitude is your paintbrush. It's a pink scale. It's a measure of equilibrium. And how do you measure yourself? How do you pose yourself? That's it. The whole exercise of attitude is it. That's you as a paintbrush. It colors every situation. It requires magnetic pencil. You have to adhere to all these things. It needs coloring. Creates a relationship marketing with the customer. Your attitude really creates a relationship with the marketing. It stands as a PR weapon for you. It shows and it projects you how you are and how you represent your company. In what manners? How is it going to help the other man? He sees you from the way in which you converse, you dialogue, from the way in which you prescribe things, from the way in which you produce your products, and so many and so forth. Your attitude requires a heavy buffing of all these things. The another thing is, the key ingredients of optimism should be there. What do you mean by optimism? Anything that is which you want to project rightly, it should be in abundance. It's not enough in a small measure. It should be in abundance. It's more and more. The customer should be evinced completely that here is a person who can deliver me. It can meet the demanding customers today with ease. When you show your optimism, when you show your ingredient, When you show the product righteousness, the customer gets, he is really happy. He feels happy that this is the man who can be reckoned with, and I can do continuously the business. Another one is, when you continue and when you inculcate such an attitude, it makes you as a star employee in the company. It identifies you from the others. It shows that you are a different color. It shows that you are a different perception. You perceive yourself into that. That is what attitude means. Let's today talk about what's professional excellence. What I mean to say is, performance requirements define the results that must be produced in order to achieve desired solution. This is called the professional excellence. One more aspect to it is integration of nationality, sensitivity, professional and personal excellence, spirituality and cultural awareness. The harmony that leads to holistic growth of individual and the nation. The entire gamut has come into play here as a professional excellence. What do you mean by that professional excellence? It's the results produced by you in an orderly fashion. It has to be systematic, it has to be schematic, and it should dramatically prove something. When you adhere to certain aspects of projects, it should take you to levels where it has been really scaled by our earlier achievers. That means to say, you have to plan, you have to put the plan into right perspective and put the project on according to the plan and estimation and everything. It should be orderly. That's what is professionalism. Another aspect is, it should integrate with what the company requires, what the nation requires, what the individual requires. That means each one of the team members of these professional levels should integrate themselves and they should be interdependent in achieving things. That will only produce the results what the company wants. When the company grows, the nation gets involved. To do this, you should be also prepared yourself spiritually and create a harmony within amongst you and the team leaders and produce results according to the estimates, budgets and plans. Now let me come to the definition of what is professional excellence. This will make you understand. The business dictionary defines professionalism as meticulous adherence to undeviating courtesy, honesty and responsibility in one's dealings with the customers and associates. That's what I said. You have to be meticulous, very calculating. You have to see the pros and cons. What's this? What is this level? What is the next level? It goes on to state that professional strives to exceed the level of excellence required by the law or the commercial interest. You have to fulfill all the ambiguities of law and the commercial interest of it. Business professionalism isn't just about making money and impressing people. It also involves fundamental values of integrity, commitment, respect for oneself and the community. Now let's talk about excellence, my dear friends, today. What is excellence? What do you mean by excellence? A title or a honor or respect? Possessing of good qualities in eminent degree? It's a valuable quality. Excellence is not an act, but it's a habit. It's not just a title for honor or respect. It should be imbibed in every aspect of thinking, doing, performing, acting, proactive. Possessing good qualities of eminent degree. It's not measured by smaller amounts. It's measured by unbounded feelings. You should have it in abundance. A person who excels himself in every aspect of his working is called an excellent person. Excellence is something that it is normally what others do. You will have to show what you are, what differently you are doing, and how fastly you are doing, how you are committed towards that. That is called as excellence. Let's go on to that. The next one, when I talk about excellence, what is the next thing? What does personal excellence, what does personal excellence mean to you? I mean, your personal excellence. How do you measure this? How do you define this? You should say, I have my own take in this organization. You're working for this organization, you should say that I have my own take for this. I have to feel true to myself. The truth emanates from you. Truth starts from you. In everything you do, in everything you talk, you should be truthful to the organization. It should be self-imbibed. I have to know what I want to be. You should set results, focused. You have to identify your goals and say that this is what I want to be from day one to day this. You should have a set plans and goals. You should have your own mission and vision according to the vision and mission of the company. How do we go about when goals stop working? There is always a possibility goals get distracted, goals get affected. How do you react to that? Your professional excellence, how you have achieved, how you have inculcated yourself will come into play here. I want to maximize my potential. I have a certain amount of potential. I know that you should visualize yourself what is the value and what is the amount of potential you have. You have to maximize the entire potential what you have for the sake of this company. I want to be a product of quality, of proving extremely good. That's what I said. You have to prove that you are a product of extremely goodness. There's no match for that. Everybody, it should be an indispensable. When you do something, people should say that he is a person who is very indispensable. Cannot be compared to anyone. He can be isolated as a person who can create anything in this world. That is what is excellence. Okay, friends. Let's talk about positive thinking today. And everyone has to know, you must have all known about what's positive thinking. Thinking should be very, very clean, and you should always think that it's going to happen, or it has happened. It will happen. That's what is called positive thinking. What are the elements of this? What happens when you are a positive thinker? It eliminates stress. It relieves you. When you think positively, it's going to happen. There's no rest. There's no stress at all. You will never feel the stress of it. You will automatically feel that when you acclimatize with your positive thinking attitude, you feel that there's no stress at all. It doesn't come to you at all. Strengthens self-confidence. When a person who thinks positively always feels that he's very confident, you feel positive about it. You think and try. Rehearse yourself that I'm going to be positive today. The morning I wake up and say this day is going to be mine. I'm going to do everything positively. I'm going to do all righteous things in the righteous way. You get into your confidence level immediately. And this positive thinking prepares you not for today alone. It prepares you for a lifetime. The whole life is wonderful. See, what's about life? What do you think about life? Living in the moments. What do you mean by living in the moments? Don't be bothered. Don't be mudslinging about what has happened yesterday. You must have the plus and minus of everything in life yesterday. Why do you brood it over? Don't worry about what has happened yesterday. Think about what's happening now. Do you know? Are you sure what's going to be your future? You can plan. Probably the propagation of future you can decide by your positive thinking. I'm going to be like this. So don't bother about the future. Start living in the moments what you see today. What you have in your hand. That's the best way. One more thing. What is the purpose of positive thinking? You just analyze yourself. It expands your comfort zone. You are becoming more comfortable towards everything. And I said positively, I started with positive attitude. I started with a positive nature. I started with a positive inculcation in my own mind. It expands my comfort zone towards everyone. Whatever I do, either what can be done or whether I cannot do this, I get the probabilities of getting done through somebody else. It extends my comfort zone. Shatters the belief that limits your life. It's all. The people who are not optimistic, always there is a limitation. They are very pessimistic about what's going to happen. Suppose they put everything into ifs and buts. This eradicates all ifs and buts in your life. When you are a positive thinker, there is no ifs and buts. Yes, this is going to happen. I'm going to work for that. I'm creating probabilities to work in the righteous direction. Instantly boosts your self-esteem power. When you are a positive thinker, how do you feel? Are you not elated by thinking yourself positive? Are you not elated when you think yourself, I'm going to achieve this? I've been given this project, I've been assigned by the management to do this, and when you get that itself, you feel that you are identified. You are identified to do a certain job, which others have not been given the option. So that boosts your confidence. It creates a power. That's what is called self-esteem. Start thinking positively right from today.
கல்வி நிறுவன மாணவர்கள் 15 பேர்களுக்கு ஈரோ ஹாலிடேஸ் நிறுவனத்தில் வேலைவாய்ப்பு கிடைத்துள்ளதாக கல்லூரி வேலைவாய்ப்பு இயக்குநர் லட்சுமி நாராயணன் தெரிவித்துள்ளார். கோவை கேரளா கிளப்பில் நேரு கல்வி நிறுவனங்கள் மற்றும் ஈரோ ஹாலிடேஸ் நிறுவனம் சார்பில் இன்று செய்தியாளர்கள் சந்திப்பு நடைபெற்றது. இதில் கலந்து கொண்டு பேசிய நேரு கல்வி நிறுவனங்களின் வேலைவாய்ப்பு இயக்குநர் லட்சுமி நாராயணன், கோவையில் விரைவில் துவங்க உள்ள பன்னாட்டு ஹாலிடேஸ் நிறுவனமான ஈரோ ஹாலிடேஸ் நிறுவனத்தில் நேரு கல்வி நிறுவனங்களை சார்ந்த 15 மாணவர்களுக்கு மேலாளர் உள்ளிட்ட உயரிய பொறுப்புகள் கிடைத்துள்ளது என்றும், இந்த நிறுவனம் உள்நாட்டு வெளிநாட்டு சுற்றுலாக்களையும் தொழில் சுற்றுலாக்களையும் ஏற்படுத்தி வரும் ஒரு நிறுவனம் என்றும் தெரிவித்தார். தொடர்ந்து தாமஸ் குக் ஹாலிடேஸ் நிறுவனம் முதுநிலை மேலாளர் கனகவேலு கூறும்போது, ஈரோ ஹாலிடேஸ் நிறுவனத்தில் பணியாற்றும் ஊழியர்கள் அனைவரும் முன்னணி பிசினஸ் கல்லூரிகளில் இருந்து தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்டவர்கள் என்றும், இந்தியா முழுவதும் 35 முக்கிய நகரங்களில் இந்த நிறுவனம் செயல்பட்டு வருகிறது என்றும் தெரிவித்தார். இந்த நிறுவனத்தின் கோவை கிளை வருகிற ஜூன் 2ஆம் தேதி முதல் அவினாசி சாலையில் செயல்படும் என்றும், கோவை மக்களுக்கு சுற்றுலாக்களை சிறப்பாக இந்த நிறுவனம் வழங்கும் என்றும் தெரிவித்தார்.